So this is the review of my Maruti Suzuki Celerio, more like my mom's Maruti Suzuki Celerio 2015 ZXi AGS or AMT variant, and this is my daily driver. I drive this to college approximately 17 kilometers one way every single working day. And yeah, this is the primary focus of this video should be why this is a good car for a beginner and why you should be considering getting this maybe used, especially if you don't want to be driving a manual.
Yeah, like the context is like on Reddit and stuff, even like Gautam's friends and stuff like that, he was telling me that a lot of people want to buy used cars as their first car because they obviously are new drivers. They don't want to buy a brand new car, or some people just buy a new car. But most people, if you go on r/Cars India and check out the stuff, they ask for used cars, which can I buy and things like that. With that in mind, we are making this video. And the other thing is we are probably going to compare this with the Kwid, which I had and then I sold to get the Exter. So probably when I'm driving and getting a feel of this car, I'll give my thoughts of the Kwid as well. And the thing is, the Kwid is very popular on Spinny. If you go to Spinny and
There
check
are
out the
a lot of cars available.
check out the under 5 lakh category, the maximum SKUs you'll see out of Kwid itself. So that way I think we thought this comparison could be kind of a good thing for beginners. The car as such, the Celerio, if Gautam looks to sell it right now, it goes for almost 5 lakh. So I was pretty surprised by that because my Kwid within 3 years, it was only 20,000 kilometers on the Odo, and I bought it for 6 lakh. I was able to sell it for 4 lakh. So in that sense, it was a good deal for me. But
And it was a 3-year-old car.
yeah, it was a 3-year-old car. But yeah, in Gautam's case, I think
This is a 10-year-old car with 52,000 kilometers clocked on the odometer.
if I can show.
This is the top end variant of the car. There is a ZXi optional, but this is the ZXi, which was more available. The optional was available in limited numbers.
Yeah, so I mean, I think Marutis in general, I don't know if they is it this car which is popular because the new Celerio doesn't look as good as this one, and people are ready to spend more for this, or is it just Maruti mileage, Maruti reliability, and service costs and things like that? Because like recently, Gautam had an accident where he had to change his entire front bumper, headlights, and do a paint job also for the front part of his car, and the repair cost was only like 15,000 rupees.
Granted,
so
that was not done by Maruti. If I had gone to Maruti, it probably would have been maybe 5,000 rupees, 6,000 rupees more. That's it.
But still, like 20k for yeah, it's almost the same than as Hyundai, because even my car had an accident at the same time.
Yeah, but
So
the number of parts. If
yeah,
you
the
account
number
for the
yeah,
number of parts,
if you're comparing the number of parts, then obviously it's cheaper. But yeah, I don't know, is it because of all of these things that the Celerio is able to get a better value in the second-hand market? But yeah, the main
or the engine.
Also, I don't know. So we'll try to give, by the end of the video, hopefully you should be able to get like a good idea which car might be better for you. The interiors are pretty basic though. It's not anything fancy.
Standard for any car of its age. Does
Yeah.
not come with any. So this is the one thing you have to account for, is that this is the top end variant, so it has Bluetooth. All the other variants does not. That's probably the only differentiating factor, the availability of Bluetooth on this car.
I found is, which most cars have stopped doing now, is giving
CD player.
the CD player.
And if Athar opens the glove box and just shows, I have a couple of CDs.
Yeah, even I had like a whole pouch of CDs which I used to play music on. And I think after the Creta, when I bought the Creta in 2016, after that the cars stopped coming with the CD player, and everything's now Bluetooth. You connect your phone and you play the music. But the nostalgia of CDs is different, and it's good to see that this car has a CD player, and it just reminds me that the car is 10 years old. So that is that. And then here you have the, what do you call it, up and down for changing the track, and then you have mute here, And then here you have like tune to, you can change the radio or anything if you want to tune it. Then here are the preset 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for radio and stuff like that. So this guys are loving the car. 1 to 6 the standard
Tracks,
for tracks or radio channels if you want to save them. Display on and off.
That's just the guy's artist name.
Okay, then what is the display supposed to do?
The display is to display the album name or
Okay. RPT, repeat, RDM,
random.
and
I don't know
AS.
what ES is.
It's the mystery
That's
button.
something we have yet to figure
It's
out.
the mystery button, so you can figure that out. FM, AM, as usual, you have the media control here, and this is the volume. We don't want to get copyrighted.
I mean, I can
And
play
then
some
Non-copyrighted for. Then you have the AC, obviously. Then you have the very tactile, this
very classic Maruti.
tactile emergency stop button. Then you have very classic Maruti ACs.
Everything is very hard plastic
Yeah, that.
because it is.
I mean, the Exter had hard plastic, so we can
yeah, we can. I think we can forgive
Maruti for this.
car. Then here there's a USB port and aux for the
music system.
There was no, even up till 2019 2020, even when the refresh, till the refresh came of the Celerio, there was no variant with
The smart screen.
CarPlay. So just know that is one thing you won't get on any of the. So if you're buying used vehicles, do know that a lot of people who have the VXI variant have swapped it out for a CarPlay
Yeah, even
variant.
I think my uncle who had the Rids, he also swapped it out for a.
Yeah, so just know that.
You can swap it
The
out.
steering wheel is a 3-spoke steering wheel, 3 buttons here for the Bluetooth controls, no voice assistant button, and controls here for the mode, muting, volume changing, no cruise control obviously.
There's too much to expect for the first car.
Everything is just very it will work. The best part of it, so why I would suggest getting the VXI variant is this joystick to control the side view mirrors, which is very helpful instead of having to
Reach all the way
lean
there.
all the way, and there will be times you'll have to use it. So
Yeah.
this car does not have reverse sensor stock. It does not have reverse sensors. It does not have anything.
you can't expect reverse sensors
you
with
can.
this.
There are things where you can install to the side, but
but
trust me, this car is you can manage. Basic AC controls. You would have seen this from any Maruti. So fairly small glove box actually, if you look at it. But yeah, you can carry a couple of CDs there. Not in my CD. Okay, I have all my CDs. I thought I lost.
I really miss a proper bottle holder on this side for the co-passenger. I don't think the driver also has
that's
anything.
not there. There's
But behind you get at least two
there's
cup
good
holders.
leg room, lot better than Polo or anything. So even if you're getting a Polo for cheap, just know you won't get any leg room in that.
But people buy Polo for a
For
different
a different reason. No auto dimming. Everything is manual in this.
Everything possible except the gear
This
shifting
is
is manual.
where the microphone is. Lights. Very simple. This car is a simple car. Like
You
for
all-
simple people.
at least
You
they
don't
have
want-
given a mirror, but
Yeah, you don't want. If you don't want anything to brake by itself, this car is the car for you. It is a very. I won't call it a driver-focused car because it's obviously an automatic car, but it is a very usable car in the city. You obviously, if you don't want these new luxury features, you just want a car that to commute to and fro.
yeah, and
This is a good car.
it's a no-nonsense car. It drives.
Yeah,
Basically,
so right
it
now
just
I'm getting
drives.
13.8 kilometers per liter, which is so this was in the service center and it idled for a long time. That's why the mileage is bad, and you should see my commute to and from. You'll be like 13.8 itself is a lot. But yeah, let me try resetting it. So I've resetted the average right now. So after this drive, we can again report the mileage and see. Granted, when I will be driving it, I might be driving it a little bit more. Aggressively, so but maybe I might not do that for the sake of mileage. Yeah, all controls. So CD player is there, one CD only, not a six CD thing like the Accord and stuff. FM Bluetooth is very, very useful. I think that's the one thing that keeps it manual. If you have this type of holder, you can use your phone. It's very usable in my opinion. Small space to keep stuff here. I keep my wallet here usually. There's a small cubby storage area here.
Yeah.
And here there is a lot of dummy buttons. So if you want to install fog lamp, this car does not have fog lamp, just know that. And the lights are very weak. So if you're driving in the night, probably get a light upgrade and reverse camera, whatever sensors. If you want to get, you can get it. But yeah, I think that's it for the basic interior. Okay, so this is the highlight of the car. It is the 3-cylinder, I think K12B engine, which produces a meager 65 horsepower bhp, yeah. And I know in numbers it feels less, but trust me, this car is light and this car is fun to drive for an automatic.
Basically, it's
Yeah, you can see the engine bay is kind of dirty. Not, it can be dirtier. I have seen it before, and yeah, there's a lot of space inside. Very few things to go wrong. It's a very simple car. No insulation provided here. Obviously, it's a budget car. 2 halogen lights. I'll just close it. That's a kind of thud you get. Maybe a bit hard, but yeah. And yeah, the body lines are very clean. So it was like I don't remember what exactly Suzuki called it. I think it was a curve in, curve out design that they tried to implement in their car, and there's straight body line that goes from here to give the car one final shape. You can see Athar's bag is coming out a bit here, but yeah, the car is pretty clean in its design. But initially when the Celerio came out, a lot of people did not like its design. It was in fact rated as one of the ugliest cars on the Indian market. I'm not even kidding.
But yeah, you can't have everything.
Yeah, so the Celerio is basically the successor to the Maruti A-Star, which did not sell quite well. In fact, in some markets it was also sold as the A-Star, the A-Star being a fancier version of the Alto. So technically the Celerio in its roots is an Alto, and I think we can walk around while talking more about the history. This car is sold in a lot of countries. I think it was sold in Indonesia, India, Pakistan, and even in the UK, as far as I know, it was sold, and it has been received quite well, especially in Bangalore. I think Bangalore is the #1 city for this car, and that's simply because of this thing, the auto gear shift this car came with. In fact, I think it was the first model of Maruti to come with the AMT auto gear shift. So the A-Star came with its own automatic transmission, so probably torque converter system, and this comes with an AMT. So what is an AMT? For those of you that don't know, it's an automated manual transmission. So you have a clutch. The clutch is electronically operated. So this is the most similar package you can get to a manual transmission car. The one more good thing about having the top end variant is the top end variant has rear wipers. This is one thing you will need in the car. You can see now itself it's really dusty, and you will find yourself having to use this quite often.
The washer is here.
Yeah,
this is more pronounced.
The washer is very pronounced. There is also a button here. It's not hidden. It's simple button. You lift it, and boot space is okay. So this has gotten a bit bad, so I will hold it up. But yeah, the boot space is quite good considering how small this car is. You can fit a lot of stuff. You can just see you can fit a lot of stuff. This doesn't come with other variants as far as I know. This comes in the top end variant, but you can get it anywhere. It's an accessory. And boot space is quite good. I've fit like 2-3 suitcases in this. I don't have any problems with the boot space. It's really good if you want to take friends around, not necessarily for a trip. Then you can hold it here and you can close it. Everything is very practical in the sense of like in a Maruti way. Now when it comes to door opening, it could be slightly bigger, but yeah, nearly 90 degrees, but the space to enter is a bit less. But what is I think we'll go back to that side, but what is good is how easy it is, especially for old people, to get in and out of the car. So for my grandparents, they find it quite easy because it's not a huge height to get into the car. So for example, now if I were to just keep this down, keep this here to the side, they can just get in like this and then hold this or hold this and then get in. Legroom is adequate. Under thigh support is like, see, for me it's fine. Headroom is good. It does not have a slanting design. I think even if Athar sits, he will find himself having adequate this thing. Legroom, you can see it. I'm like 5'6.5" and I have enough legroom. There is a pocket here with the remote for the stereo and bottle holder. These bottle holders can hold against small bottles, not big bottles. You can just put this here. This will easily fit, but when you get the 750 ml one, it's in the other car. Okay, yeah, but that's fine. It's not a really big bottle holder. Everything is hard plastic, but everything's functional. Nothing. That's the thing, for a student, you can't expect yourself to be running behind the service center to get parked. Adjustable headrest here. Middle passenger doesn't get a head here. no adjustable headrests, no adjustable headrests in the front,
The
which
thing
is
though here is this headrest is really long. So basically, when I was sitting here, my shoulder was coming till here, and it's kind of a weird feeling compared to just having like if it was a bit smaller, like it is only this much, then it might have been
yeah.
better though.
Headroom is good, like I said. Overall, you can comfortably fit 3 people here as long as they're not too big. So if you're going with friends, my friends don't have any issue coming in this car. At least I haven't heard any issues from them. And yeah, it's the windows. So one thing about this car, I think even Athar, you can also come in, and we can fit ourselves in this car. You can close the door, and you notice that from this view, the car is very, very roomy because of the white on white sides, right? You don't feel claustrophobic inside this car, which happens with a lot of other cars that have black interiors. So Maruti has done a really good job to make the interior look roomy. You don't feel cramped up. If you're going in a Wagoner which has black interiors or an Espresso, because of the dark interiors, you just feel like you're crowded.
Or it's just Indian cab drivers not maintaining
their cars. So we haven't put leather seats in this because leather seats become dirty, and we find cloth seats to be better in all our vehicles, so we prefer to take that. But I think we can head on out again to the sides of the car. One more thing which is there in the top end variant is the body colored mirrors, which is one thing I'm a fan of. I don't like black colored mirrors. The indicators are here. They look quite nice, and I think this part is shared with a lot of other vehicles also, so you can easily get it. Tires are obviously not alloys, they are Steelies. And there are, I think the ZXi O variant had alloys, so if that suits your needs. This is not a car I would necessarily recommend people taking it out on the highway. It is not exactly a safe car. It is practically only for city usage.
Does
so
it have any NCAP rating?
Probably 2 stars at max. But yeah, this has so this variant, the initial model year of Celerio only came with one airbag for the ZXi variant. The ZXi optional had 2 variants, one there and one there. This is the ZXi, so it has only one. One. Then
if safety is one of your higher priorities, then Hyundais or Tatas are your way to go.
Are your way to go. But once you get into the engine, you see the reliability. Even if you get into an accident, you can replace everything cheaper. That's when you feel like, okay, I made a good decision. But yeah, don't throw this out on the highway or anything like that. This is not the car. Okay, so now there's some other cars coming. So let us move on to the drive. Okay, so this is the beauty of the car. You get into the car, immediately leg on the brake because it's an automatic, and start. It will always, if you take care of it, you buy it from a good buyer, ensure the AMT is not destroyed by the previous driver. The thing is, the previous driver of this car was my mother, and she really took good care of it, and I'm really grateful for her for that. And because of that, the car hasn't had any issues. Most of the Celerios that I have noticed with AMT issues are the people who trashed it after getting it. So you need to take care of the AMT if you want the car to last long. One thing is the K12, I think K12B series engine. It is very, very fun to drive. If I just press it down, it is super fun, and it is super you will need to press it down to overtake it because it is not powerful at all. And I don't want to take this turn and then talk. You will have to press it down sometimes to overtake, especially if you're going in the highway and stuff, because this car is simply not as powerful. But there's that saying, it's more fun to drive a slow car fast than a fast car slow.
Makes sense.
And this is the prime example for that. And I would say it's a big beginner. It's a good beginner car because as a beginner, you tend to make a lot of mistakes. I myself, especially if you didn't learn properly, and
which is the classic case with every
and this car being small, you can feel confident driving it because you can fit it in many spots, right? My car's suspension has become bad because my daily commute is on bad roads and I have to take it a little bit fast. But even for that, it's better than a lot of other cars, what my friends have told me. So I'm supposed to believe them. And even when I have loaded 5 people on the car, I have never heard it hit the bottom. So this is, I think, 165
mm.
The ground, 165 mm ground clearance.
Which is decent for this car.
Which is decent for this car, and still it hasn't touched the ground ever. It's crazy. I think that's a really good thing. Braking is also smooth, and the brakes are strong actually because this car is not there. You never feel that. Only sometimes you feel the lack of power, but when you want to throw it around, this is a car you can throw around. And around the corners, it's really nice. The steering is heavy. Especially if you learnt on new cars, right, you will notice that the steering is quite heavy, but you eventually get used to it. It's not like as bad as the non-power steering cars. And this was one of the first few cars in Maruti to have drive-by-wire. So it does not have, if you're used to manual cars, where the older ones especially, where the accelerator you fully press down, clutch fully down, brake fully down, this is very light, and the brakes also very sensitive. But you'll get used to it within 5 minutes of driving it. You'll get used to it. It's not a problem. And this car feels like it was built for these Indian roads. After flooring the accelerator, I'm getting now 12.5 mileage. Just imagine, and if I move to the instantaneous mileage, right, I'm getting 20.2 kilometers per liter. When I'm going with the light foot. Now when I'm giving half accelerator, I'm getting 15.3. So this car is extremely efficient, and if you are a little bit more, I would say, better than me, which is not, it's not hard to be better than me.
If you are someone
who is a little bit more gentle, more loving towards this car, you can easily squeeze out 16 kilometers per liter, 17 kilometers per liter. Not on bumper to bumper traffic, but on varying traffic, you can. See, I'm getting 17.0 kilometers per liter.
But bumper to bumper, how much you get?
My overall this thing itself is 13.8. Bumper to bumper, maybe I get 13.
13 is decent for bumper to bumper. If you compare Hyundai or other manufacturers, I mean, I'm not talking about the Exter, but even the i20 or i10 and things like that, bumper to bumper you won't get more than 8 or 9. That way, if mileage is a priority, and in general, if you want a no-nonsense car, then Maruti is the way to go, I feel.
Obviously, the main concern of this car is the safety. So
yeah,
drive it knowing that it isn't a safe car. I drive it knowing that it isn't a safe car.
It's not like a Hyundai or a Tata has...
In fact, I would say drive any car knowing it's not a safe car, because in the end, it is your driving that defines this thing.
The brake was pretty quick. I mean, we were pretty fast, and within the hump, it slowed down to a decent... And we didn't absolutely jump over the hump and land. And now let's see the turning radius and turning ability of this car.
It wasn't a good stop by me. There was a car on that lane. So now I am not completely comfortable with taking U-turns, but we can always try, I think. Wait for this to go. So turning radius is actually not that bad.
And I think since this is an automatic AMT, the stalling is...
I always feel very... this car won't stall or anything, but I have a friend with an AMT Wagoner where the car stalled. I don't know how. Maybe his clutch was this thing. And my clutch is also due for a replacement. But I've holded it back for a bit. So when I'm going on...
No, but even right now, I felt the car jerk a bit, but I think...
Yeah, that is the older AMTs. That's very, very...
common.
Even from getting it from the service center or whatever, directly from the dealership, you will notice it. That's just how
okay, it's not
it wasn't tuned for smoothness, it was tuned for mileage.
Yeah, that's pretty evident.
You
can probably show the off-roading a bit.
The off-roading is definitely not comfortable in this car, not as comfortable as any modern car. In fact, it won't match it.
Yeah, but it's not that bad.
You won't have to worry about it hitting. So now Atharv is taking his hands on the wheels of this Celerio for the first time. And I know it will probably be a big difference for him, but I think because he's driven the Kwid, and I feel the Kwid is not as refined as the Celerio, in my opinion. So his opinion is what matters, because he's obviously driven both.
First things first, the steering, immediately you feel
the weight.
Compared to the Kwid, even the Kwid doesn't have that heavy of a steering. The the brake is way more softer than the Kwid. And if I compare it to the Exter, this is it push, when I press it, it goes fully inside compared to the Kwid or the Exter. But yeah, I think performance-wise, this is any day better. But the advantages of the Kwid over this car is it comes with a screen, so you can connect Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. So that's a good thing. And it also comes with a rear-view camera, which is a godsend for me, who relies entirely on the rear-view mirror for parking. Main advantages. Plus, I think on Spinny and things like that, you get the
Kwid for cheaper.
But the thing is, a lot of people were saying that the older Kwids, the 2016 models of the Kwid and things like that are not very good, I think, in terms of engine or something like that. So try to get a newer Kwid if possible, like 3-year-old Kwids, like which I sold for 4 lakh. If you're able to get 2021 around Kwids, the newer ones are not that bad. Like even after 3 years, it aged pretty well. So is when you are really slow and you're trying to accelerate, it kind of stalls or it jerks.
Yeah, there is a jerk.
Word. Like if you see even now, it's jerking a lot. The braking though is really good. Like if you have to sudden brake in a situation.
Now if you press the accelerator,
yeah, this is like,
it is fun to drive.
Yeah, it's fun to drive.
You really feel nice driving.
And you can feel the brake, the gear changing.
You can feel the gear changing. In fact, I do this thing where I upshift it by myself. But eventually you get used to it. You get used to the way the car gives, the way the car accelerates, the way the car moves. You just get used to it. But the jerkiness is a problem. But you were, I remember you talked about Kwid owners complaining about how much you have to press the accelerator to make the car go. Did you notice that in this car?
No, the acceleration in this is way better, but overall I feel for
we have a
3 lakhs, the Kwid is a way better value proposition. But this car is a no-nonsense car. Yeah, mileage is obviously better on this car, 13 compared to 10 or 11 on the Kwid. But if you think Apple...
Now my average mileage is 14.6, by the way. I'm just letting you guys know. Even after pressing it down and not treating it nicely, I'm getting this good mileage. I think I'll let this guy go. But yeah.
I mean, if you think that you can't manage with such a setup and you really want Android Auto or CarPlay, although
you can swap it out in this also. You can get a reverse camera in this car also. So
you can get everything on this car, but it's all
whereas
third party.
You can't get a better engine, right?
That's something to think about. But yeah, if you think that Apple CarPlay or Android Auto is a deal breaker for you, then the Kwid is a better car.
But was the Kwid's Android Auto and Apple car? Oh, also one more thing I have to tell about this car is it just doesn't look as nice as the Celerio, in my opinion. Maybe not the new Celerio, but I never thought the Kwid looked as nice.
Yeah, that is there. It looks a bit plasticky on the sides. There's more plastic on the sides compared to the complete metal in this car, and obviously the Celerio looks way better. Yeah, acceleration wise this car is better. Braking wise probably the Kwid is a bit more refined, but
I never felt like
sudden braking wise this will probably be a bit more reliable in terms of
these brakes go deeper, but if you're used to a manual this will be too sensitive for you. That's what I've noticed. Most of my friends are driving manuals. They'll be like, bro, why is this brake so strong? That's what they tell me. It's like it's an on and off thing, but it's unavoidable.
The thing is, it comes as a surprise. You'd never expect it to come, and then all of a sudden you start shuddering. It's very weird. Okay, there's a Kwid there.
Yeah, so, but I would still say this is the car to go for over the Kwid. Maybe I'm biased.
And even I'm biased to the Kwid, considering that you get a lot more features for the 3 lakh price point. But if you consider like this, you're getting for 4 or 5 lakh, I don't think you should consider this. You can probably check out the Alto or maybe the Kwid. I think to conclude, I still feel the Kwid is more value, but driving wise this car is better. Interior wise obviously liquid is better.
Okay, so it's been a couple of hours since we recorded the video, and this was our first time recording this kind of car content. We always wanted to do it, but then like we kind of held back, and now because the schedules finally came together, we got the opportunity for recording this video. So do let us know if you like this video first and foremost. If you want us to make it shorter, longer, anything. If you want us to get more specific with the specifications of the car, because this time we weren't too specific, or if you want us to talk more about incidents that have happened or like real life situations we've seen, because what I feel the Indian car content or the Indian car scene is missing is more real life perspectives of people who are actually driving the car every day. Most of the times it's these reviewers that just trash the car in 15 minutes and then say this car is good or this car is bad. But yeah, when you drive it more or you speak to people who drive the car a lot more, that's when you get to know these small issues, these really nice things about the car, or these things that people like about the car that you might not necessarily get to know from these bigger videos or videos from these bigger creators. So do let us know if you like this type of content, if you want us to make changes, and we have a lot more episodes planned, and based on the reception we will tune things accordingly.